Yeah, all right. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you, man. I don't think Mexican OT does like a good job of representing Mexicans, and especially when we're trying to improve Black and Brown relations.
Yeah.
And I'm just personally,
At this time,
yeah, at this time right now. But see,
why
here's the
now?
thing. Here's the thing, though. With everything happening in LA with the ICE raids and going throughout America, last election season, I realized Mexican OT is a Trump supporter. And since he is from a border town in Texas, he was saying that since y'all aren't from these border towns, you don't really know what it's like and what we deal with when it comes to immigrants, which is I thought was crazy for a Mexican to say, because I would never think like that as a Mexican. I don't look at any Mexican immigrants like, oh, that immigrant needs the fuck out of here. Like, I've never looked at Mexicans like that.
Like,
I don't
bro.
think like that. So him thinking like that was like, that's a fucked up mentality to have about your own people.
Yeah.
And you from Texas. And you wouldn't even know about hip hop if it wasn't for an immigrant worker that you worked with showing you Big L. That's how we got into hip hop. So the fact that he was like pro immigration as a Mexican, as a Latino from the South in Texas was like threw me way off. So that's when I was already like, fuck Mexican OT. But then he recently made the news because he was on Angelique's podcast and they asked him why he says the N-word and why they think it's okay for him to say the N-word. And he was like,
I feel like I can say it, but not because of that. And I'm gonna tell you why. I wish there was some black dudes in here.
Right there. And there's one right here. Not.
Okay, well, we're gonna use him. What the fuck are you gonna do about it, you know?
Who gonna stop me?
Yeah.
In a room full of women talking about who gonna stop me.
and that's the worst answer you could have gave to the question. You could have really had a real cultural, like, well, in Texas,
nuance.
Yeah, add some context. You just saying, well, who's gonna stop me? And it's like, all right, so now it's not even a genuine reason. Like
you
you're
just want to say it.
Yeah, you just really want to say it, and you're like, who gonna beat me up about it? And it's like, if that's your motives behind saying the N word and why you feel like you should be able to say it, it's you shouldn't even be saying it in the first place because you're not doing it from a well-intentioned place. You're not doing it because, like, oh, I grew up with a lot of black friends. They were like brothers to me. This is how we bonded. This is how they let me feel apart. Like, you know, whatever Mexican reasons when they want to come up with.
I grew up
in the black hood. Like,
literally.
That's just not the way to go about it, especially right now when we're trying to improve relations between black and brown people so we could just fight what's going on together. You went over here like, well, I should say the N-word because y'all ain't gonna fight me about it. So what's the problem? It's like, all right, well, now you're just being an asshole. I don't understand Mexicans that want to say the N-word so badly. You know, it's not that hard to not say it. You don't need to say it. This goes for anybody that's not black, really. Like, you don't need to say it. I've never felt the need to say it. It's not something I want to say. I have no desire. And that's okay. It's a word that I can't say. I don't have a desire to say it. I don't need to say it.